Hi, welcome to part 2. We're still discussing the governing bodies that have authorization over curriculum. One is the California Community Colleges Curriculum Committee, otherwise known as the 5C. The 5C reviews matters relating to instruction and curriculum. And they contain representatives from faculty, from the chief instructional officers, from the chancellor's office, and the curriculum specialist, all across the state. Very powerful group. Then there is the statewide academic senate, which many of us are probably already well aware of, and they represent the faculty in formation of statewide policies. The academic senate is often where we try to take resolutions to promote some kind of change in policy or procedure. But wait, there's more. Yes, indeed. The agency that accredits the California Community Colleges is the ACCJC. They're part of WASC. And in CTE, gosh, there are a lot of potential professional accrediting organizations depending on the field that we're talking about. And these organizations can be local, they can be regional, they can even be national. Just depends. Now, one of the things that is very important for faculty to understand when writing and revising curriculum is the issue of transferability. When you're creating a course that you intend to transfer, please remember that a transfer agreement needs to be made. This transfer agreement is called an articulation agreement. So the four-year school will accept that course that you're creating. The bottom line is no student wants to take a transfer level course that doesn't actually transfer. And this is where the CSU, GE breadth list and the I Get Seat come into play. If they don't accept it, we need to modify our course outline. Now, I know from experience and talking with many faculty that this can be a point of great frustration. It seems unfair. Again, why can't we teach what we want? Well, we can teach what we want, but that doesn't mean anybody has to accept it. And we're not serving our students if we don't have articulation for our transfer level courses, right? So please remember, the receiving institutions determine what they will accept. If they say a modification needs to be made to a COR, then quite honestly, we need to make that modification if you intend to actually offer that course. This is why working with the articulation officer, Juliet Parker, is vital, especially in the creation of new courses and programs. Of course, the vast majority of MESA transfer students transfer to other public institutions within California. But there are some who will transfer to private schools or to public schools outside of California. Now, we do have some articulation agreements with some of these schools, but obviously not with all. There are quite literally thousands of such four-year colleges and institutions across the entire United States. And clearly, we don't have articulation agreements with everybody. So please work with the articulation officer early in the process. And this is doubly true if you're designing a course that you are intending to transfer to a particular private school. If there's a private school that has a particular program and you want to zero in on that as a transfer goal, a location for our students to attend, we need to make sure that whatever we offer will indeed transfer to that school, that program. Okay, very important. Now, finally, there are, of course, many laws and regulations. If you are so inclined, you can read California Ed Code, Section 7900 and 70900 and 70901, or you can curl up in bed at night and read Title V. Should be lots of fun. Happy reading. So let's talk for a second. Who are the players? Who are the people involved in curriculum? It's tempting to say everybody, but that's not very helpful, is it? So let's just get down to a little bit more of a narrow focus. We begin with the faculty or faculty members who are writing the curriculum. You've got a new idea for a new course or a new program, or you want to make revisions to existing ones. There's the faculty. The chair and the dean of the faculty's department and school. These also must be included. And typically, as I said, especially if the curriculum changes are going to affect the entire department, your department should be involved in these changes. Eventually, it will kick over to the Curriculum Review Committee, which is a subcommittee of the Mesa College Academic Senate. From there, we have what's called the Curriculum and Instructional Council, the CIC, which is a district level committee with representatives from the 3 transfer colleges and the College of Continuing Ed. The Board of Trustees plays a role, and as we've already said, the State Chancellor's Office. So this is the CRC. Scurvy looking group. The Mesa College CRC meets the first and third Thursdays of each month. Of course, during the COVID pandemic, we have been meeting online with Zoom. Typically, we meet, though, in MS-202. Now, the Curriculum Review Committee is a subcommittee of the Academic Senate. We answer to the Academic Senate. The membership includes faculty, staff, and administrators. There is also a chair for a student representative. Generally, there are about 20 members in total. The number can fluctuate, but it is around 20. So it's a pretty good sized committee. Membership is on a yearly basis, but given the complexity of the curriculum, members are encouraged to stay for longer periods than may occur in some other committees. The committee is co-chaired by one faculty member and the vice president of instruction. The faculty co-chair is an elected position with a 2-year term limited to 2 terms consecutively. Thank you, FDR, for ruining all the fun for everybody else. And I am your faculty co-chair currently. The administrative co-chair is Isabella O'Connor. The articulation officer is Juliet Parker, already mentioned many times. She is a super important person for everybody to know. Anytime you begin writing new curriculum, making program changes, making substantial revisions to courses, especially those that are transfer courses, please make sure you talk with Juliet Parker early in the process. Curriculum coordinator Chris Kinney, we could not get along without her. She is also an early point of contact, and she knows CurricuNet like nobody's business. Our curriculum specialist is Arliss. And again, Arliss has been doing this for a long time. She is one of those indispensable people in the process when you have questions or concerns. Now the CIC, as I said, is a district level committee, which usually meets in a room that's bigger than that one that is pictured here. And of course, in the last year and a half or so, we've been meeting strictly by Zoom. What does the CIC do? The CIC is a district level committee, as I mentioned, that reviews and approves all curriculum programs from Mesa College, City College, Miramar College, and the College of Continuing Education. Each institution is represented by curriculum co-chairs and articulation officers. The district is represented by the Vice Chancellor of Education Services and Curriculum Dean. I should also mention that there is no articulation officer for the College of Continuing Ed, since by definition continuing ed courses do not transfer to four-year institutions. So they have no need for an articulation officer. The CIC is where any disputes between campuses over curriculum are discussed. This is, in other words, where the really fun fights can occur. We try to resolve things peacefully before a vote is taken. The majority wins in a vote if it's needed. All right, and basically with, as I said, with most curriculum, there's rarely no votes anyway. However, sometimes there are strong disputes, and a single college curriculum chair can exercise a veto power over approval of a single course or program. Now, I'll be honest, in the 3+ years that I've been working on the CIC, we've never had that happen, okay? But it is sort of a threat in the back pocket that prevents the approval of courses or programs that can be especially damaging to a third college. So even a 2-to-1 vote can be stopped by that one. However, usually disputes are resolved before any vote is taken, and as I've just got done saying, I have never had to use a veto vote. I have not been at a meeting where a veto vote actually occurred. Once curriculum is passed at the CIC level, it goes to the Board of Trustees. Who's the single most important person to know at district regarding curriculum? Who is the big cheese, the whole enchilada? Shelley Hess, the Dean of Curriculum. You've probably heard her name if you've never met Shelley in person or seen her on a Zoom call. Shelley knows everything. Now, she should not be your first point of contact for concerns about curriculum. We want to keep those local with Juliet Parker and Chris Kinney and myself. But when it comes to statewide or district-wide issues, Shelley knows all. And nobody who knows everything can do everything. They need to have a staff. Here is the district curriculum staff with names and email addresses. Then there's the Board of Trustees. They have the final say on all curriculum. Again, mostly when things are passed through the CIC, it's not a problem to get it through the Board of Trustees. But technically, it is there that curriculum must be approved before it is sent to the state. And while what this means to us is probably not worry about their approval or non-approval, it is one of the factors in the timelines for approvals. So where does curriculum go after it's been board approved? A lot of people think, oh, it's got board approval, we're ready to go. Go for it. No, we cannot. The curriculum goes to the statewide chancellor's office where it awaits final approval. This is one reason why curriculum takes so long. Local board approval is not enough. New courses must be entered into COKI before they can be offered on campus. Do not forget, you can have all the approvals, but if a transfer level course is not accepted for transfer at CSU or UC, it should not be offered. And the sad truth is, this takes even more time. So even once it's in COKI, you don't want to offer your course, if it's a transfer course, until it actually is accepted for transfer. Do not assume it will be accepted, by the way. Do not schedule a class for students on the assumption that it will be approved.